I think that will be perfect.
I love the whole tent thing.
Yeah, perfect set. Ну, ребята, в общем, вот я вам представляю, Frank Shamrock в свое время undefeated, то есть он был просто вот прям на, если pound per pound, там никого даже близко не было. Тренировались вместе, жили в одном доме. I'm just saying that we lived in the same house, pretty much in the same room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty tight.
it was pretty tight. Yeah. Training, like I said, I remember we run up in the mountains, and I remember Frank in front of me, maybe 100 yards, and the whole team, like Guy Meisger and all other like two world UFC future champs, like Jerry Bonder, Peter Williams, they're like mile behind.
Yeah.
Just the whole group is just somewhere, and so you can guys just have an idea how Frank used to train. And I remember I couldn't submit you for 8 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I say, this guy is going to be killing machine. Just wait for a year, and I don't think he's going to lose anybody in the world because he's smart. He likes to learn. Okay, I'm not gonna mention the names. Just sometimes I would show the move. People like look at this and try to repeat, make 100 mistakes, but they were too much pride in them to ask for.
Well, they didn't ask. Nobody asked questions.
Nobody asked
like,
questions. They know
what was it? Yeah.
So they start doing all the mistakes, and Frank would always come like, "How about this? How about that? What do you think about this one?" And anyways, he was.
Well, I had the notebook. Nobody else had a notebook.
Exactly.
I was like writing it down, and then that was huge to learning. Now everyone has a notebook, and now it's cool, but it didn't used to be cool back then.
So how many belts do you have beside in the UFC? I think.
Yeah, the UFC. I won Strikeforce, the WEC, and the Pancrase belt.
And Pancrase, yes. So
Yeah.
basically 4 belts.
So I got 4.
And the UFC, you have like I think 2 belts also.
Yeah. Well, they gave me a belt every time, so actually I got like
Your vicious dog
5 or
probably
6.
gonna
You
break
gotta
the
take it
camera.
off the camera. Here's
No,
the-
that's smart. Look at this. Look at this dog.
She's a very smart dog.
Yeah, my son Keaton loves the kind of dogs. See?
She's like a guard dog too.
Yeah,
Right?
it
She's
is.
small,
I can see
and she really hears things.
I can see she's got it in you
yeah,
from me.
she's quick to change loyalty, but she's very sweet.
No, it's okay. She knows that we're friends, so that's why she's been friend to me.
Yeah.
Maybe not as fast as it should be, but it's okay. And also, I remember you were at the Pentagon Combat in Brazil when they stopped the fight.
Oh yeah.
Remember that 3 hours or 4 hours brawl when Vern Tiger White said, "Oh, yeah, I want to take a look." I said, "No, you stay here," because I was by the fence, by the Pentagon. It was Pentagon, yeah.
Yeah.
5. And I see, first of all, like, wow, Brazilians are very disciplined people. Like, there's a kind of tunnel to the Pentagon. Nobody's really crossing the lines. And when somebody pulled a knife and put Hansa Gracie in the back, and the fight had started, I understood right away, instantly, what happened. Here is a Jiu-Jitsu people, here is a Luta Libre people. So they don't mix. And I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
So all the knives been pulled and all the chairs been flying. I'm like, oh, I gotta run. And then I started running. I hear gunshots. And we locked the door. And I think that when National Guards came, 3 hours. I think that's how long we stayed there.
Yeah. That was probably the scariest event that I've been to. I mean, I've been all over, Japan, Russia, I've been everywhere. That was by far the scariest.
Yeah, I remember your fight with Bas Rutten. We just had a little talk on the internet. You guys were sitting like this and hitting each other with the open. Yeah, in punctuation you have to just hitting each other.
Yeah.
Like checking the willpower who's going to give up first.
Well, I had a secret strategy there.
Yeah.
And that was piss him off. Yeah, because Boss is real nice and he's kind of sensitive, and And so I knew if I pissed him off enough that he would punch me in the face, and then lose a point. And so
Yeah.
I thought I could use that to win the victory.
Wow, that's how far you.
Yeah. Like plus, I didn't train. He kept getting stronger, like physically, technically,
Yeah.
and I had great condition, but I had trouble with his strength. It made me tired, and so when I went into that match,
He's so strong.
he's so strong.
We
Yeah,
train. We teach together at Krav Maga.
yeah,
We started Krav Maga. By the way, we were the only 2 advanced class teachers. And then Beverly Hills Jiu-Jitsu, and I grappled with him. He's not originally a grappler,
Yeah.
but he was amazing. I mean, he's so strong.
yeah.
And maybe too stiff for to become a world champion in boxing or kickboxing.
Yeah.
But for MMA, it was
It's
just
perfect because he's crazy strong and he's really explosive. And so as soon as you settle down, like he'll just explode and it just unsettles you. And it takes a lot of energy. So when I fought him, I could feel myself getting tired. And I was like, I don't think I can finish him. So then I went to plan B, which is...
Boss is gonna hear this.
Yeah, he knows. Boss-
He's gonna be so proud of himself.
Boss knows, because I've told him. I said, so I was like, okay, plan B. How do I win? I need some sort of strategy. I need some sort of edge here. And I realized, Boss is my friend, but I knew you can't tease him. You can't. He's very sensitive in that way, and it's a beautiful thing. But that was my I was like, he's going to punch me in the face, and then I'll have 1 point, and then we'll be good. Not my best strategy. Might have been my worst actual strategy. That when I fought Kung Lee, and I was like, I'll just let him kick my arm. Like, nobody can break my arm. I honestly thought nobody could break my arm. And then he broke my arm. So it was
Well, at a certain point, I thought nobody can knock me out.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't believe when you fought Marco Huaz that you guys just clubbed on each other for 30 minutes.
I got paid twice. I mean, still that much money, but it was the top I would ever get paid. And they told me, I mean, with Federico, we got agreement. If I stay on my feet for 29 minutes, I got all those bonuses and stuff. And I said, okay, no problem. But when you call me 29, I can do whatever. So I did 5 different takes on different techniques on the ground. Like I could tap you out here, I could do this, I could do this. Done. And then when the fight's over, I see bruises, I couldn't walk. I'm like, oh, holy crap. I mean, what am I doing?
It was crazy, Oleg. And when I describe it to people, they're like, well, what is, because, the Brazilians are they're pretty reserved. And so they're really into the combat. And so they make punching sounds and different celebratory sounds.
I said the same thing about Caucasian people in Russia. They're pretty reserved. And next, you call us a coward. So you can become very famous in Brazil, I guess, if somebody translate pretty reserved into covered.
Yeah. No, they're reserved in the way that, they're very interested in the action. Like they want to see it and then they understand it. So for them, they make noise in the big moments. They make noise when the big things happen. Or they just, if they're drunk, they just celebrate and sing the whole time. But what I remember most was you guys I could hear the sound of your fists punching each other's flesh.
He broke his bone on the 10th minutes.
Yeah.
And I broke mine on the 17th minute.
It was...
So we were fighting with the broken fists.
It was something I'll never forget because, you've seen the Rocky movie where he punches the cow thing and you hear him hitting the flesh, but you never hear that in person. It's never a reality. And for 30 minutes, all you could hear was like that. It was crazy.
I wish you could. Marco Rose will speak English.
Yeah.
Because he could be a good friend of mine. But I was telling him, learn English, do something with it. I mean, because it's a shame. I mean, you've been here for so long. And one moment I see him at the door. He said, "My girl." He's trying to explain. My girl, my daughter, got me books, and 6 or 8 thick books in English. He gets Portuguese English.
Yeah.
I understand. It's not going to help, because all you need just a little book or thick glasses.
Well, Marco got mad at me.
Why?
Because Did you see the fight where him and Maurice Smith fought?
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were both older and
Mark is much older than you
yeah,
guys think.
and so see, I mean, they're both old, but
He was 38 when he fought me.
yeah, he was 38
Somebody-
a few times, is what I've noticed,
times, yeah.
a handful of times. But when they fought, you know, Maurice kept him in a striking game and wouldn't let him take him down, and so he got tired real quick. And I was in Maurice's corner, been Maurice's coach for years.
Of course, yeah.
And so, you know, I'm watching him, you know, become tired. And one of Maurice's big things was like, you know, it's all about making somebody tired. It's all about, you know, pushing the envelope and, you know, finding areas. So they get to the third round, and I'm telling Maurice, he's tired. Maurice, he's done. Maurice, step in and knock him out. Well, Marco was my friend. And so he took it personally. So he understood enough of what I was saying to afterwards the fight come over and like, he chewed me out in Portuguese. Like, he was so mad at me.
No, he's like a kid in sort.
And I was like, well, I'm just, that was my job. And you were tired. Like
what else? Can you do? And you know, that's how I felt once. All the Texas boys look at me like I'm a evil figure, concentrated in himself, like all the evilness from the world. When I helped Tito with leg locks,
yeah.
and with the protection from leg locks, Tito called me. Hey, Oleg, I wanna win. Can you help me? You know, yeah, sure. And I mean, what can you do? I mean, to learn leg locks, it requires a few years.
Yeah.
Unless I teach you. And defense is much less complicated, but still you have to learn it from the person who knows what he's talking about. And I went in the mountains. For me, it was a good thing. You know, Tito Ortiz was, well known at the time, and for people to know that I helped him with the leg locks, it's helped me with the seminars when my stock went up a little bit. So it's just the business. And when we met, I see Guy Metzger, Alexandrada looking at me like I'm a rotten trader.
Traitor!
Guys, it's not going to help anyways. I just want to get my name still there, you know, just to sound a little bit
Yeah.
louder, that's all.
Well, I felt bad when Tito fought Ken, those 3 times, because after I fought Tito and beat him, I was like, well, Tito, come train with me. I'll show you like all the stuff. So I showed him, you know, conditioning and flow, and like I showed him all the.
Yeah,
you know.
I was surprised when I started training with him. He didn't know anything about striking.
Yeah.
Nothing on the ground. He was in a great condition because we were in a big bear and he could really breathe, you know, go for long. But no technique down there. Like, how you gonna win just by conditioning? Yeah. So I guess.
That was his strength for a long time. He's a big guy, lots of conditioning, and he could wrestle hard. And,
yeah, take the guy down
Yeah.
and just stand on top. But no finishing technique, no
Yeah.
striking. Like, wow, what a celebrity! And it's like,
that came later, but
no,
it took a long time.
yeah. But you know, the only great thing about him, expectations.
Yeah.
He came out, he make a show.
Yeah.
Everybody's something's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Well, last time it didn't happen, but this time it's gonna
Yeah,
happen. It didn't happen this time.
that's
next time again. the shorts and nothing again.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's the first part of the battle. You got to sell it.
Your kind of brother Ken is also very known for this one.
Oh yeah, he's a good salesman. Even to this day,
Great salesman, yeah.
You think he's gonna be, you know, 30-year-old Ken? Like it's fantastic. But you know, if you look at the translation, like, you know, guys like Connor, like they're always on, always selling. You know, it's definitely a, you know, higher performance level, but sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
You know, but you think it is. You're like, oh, here it goes. But you don't want to go to a movie that has a boring trailer, right?
No,
that makes
you
no
don't want to do
sense.
this,
You put everything into the trailer, so the movie, you know, catches your eye. You know, one thing I remember that I'd never seen before when we used to live together is you'd hurt your knee. Like, oh, my knee, and I get this issue with my knee, and I was like, oh, let's try this, and let's try this, and you're like, no, I got it. And you went and bought a big bag of onions. And so I walked by the room and said, oh, it smells like a giant onion in there. And you had onions
You sure it was
strapped
onions?
to you. pretty certain it was onions. Actually, I'm 100% certain it was onions.
Did I cut them in
Yeah,
half?
yeah.
Wow.
You had onions cut, and then you had a
I gotta-
ace bandage.
I gotta do some reading about it.
Yeah.
If it helped me in the past, maybe it helped me.
It might not help you to keep a girlfriend, but it would probably really help your knee.
Well, your girlfriends didn't stay away from our house. Onions or garlic, not to scare them.
It didn't scare him away. Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't stop the flow there. That's funny.
Well, anyways, so great talking to you, and I just hope we're gonna come up with some business in Russia. Could be fighting, management, fighters, selling some product, because you got lots of following, Russian-speaking countries. It's not just Soviet Union; it's a little more now. Half of New York Russian.
Yeah, that's
at the
true.
moment, yeah. And you're the only one who had a great transition from fight business to business what you have now. And I see you flying all over the world with your motivational speeches and
Yeah.
all kind of other speeches. Well, it worked great.
Yeah, I've been very blessed. And you know what's funny is all the stuff that I learned from you in the training and fighting, like that's all I speak about and I teach about.
Yeah.
Because like it's really your life journey. It's like the stuff you learn along the way. And then if you don't screw it up really badly, it all has value. And so the principles that I learned, like even the techniques and stuff, like all of that from everybody.
I learned
what I put in.
something from you today. I mean, about onions. I have to try.
Well, because you told me, and I went, no, maybe I heard that wrong. Because back then your English wasn't very good. So you said onions, and I was like, did you say onions? No, nobody puts onions on them. And then I walked by your room, and I was like, it smells like a onion patch in there. And you had them strapped all over you. Remember your knee used to be all loose, and you'd be like, oh, my knee, hold on, and you pop it back in.
I did it during our first fight with Marco.
Yeah, your knee. You're like,
He's a great man.
You're like,
one of the reasons I respect him so much, besides that he's honestly he's a good person. He's made us 2 steps back.
yeah, he gave you a moment to like
Gave me a
fix your
moment.
knee.
Yeah. Who else would do this right now?
I have to
these days?
say, oh, look, not me.
Nobody. Yeah.
Even though we're friends out of it, like,
Hear
sorry,
your
Ole.
story, hear your story with Bas Rutten with winning that point. Now you're something else. You should help our fighter Peter Young. Is pure heart, like that, Avatar, pure soul.
Can't hurt someone.
Yeah, he fought some guy. He just put all his hands on the floor, and Peter kicked him, and the guy pretended he's out. I forgot his name. He got the belt now.
Yeah.
Below lightweight. Was the
Yeah. One of the things I learned, and I learned it in my first MMA fight, is I used to have trouble like hurting people. Like, I used to feel bad, and I used to.
Same thing to me.
Yeah, and I used to not like I would.
I remember I knocked this guy out, Sean Alvarez in Brazil.
Yeah.
I went to his dressing room to say sorry, and I see he's getting stitches. I'm like, no more. I'm not gonna knock anybody out. I'm not gonna punch anybody in the face.
Well, my first fight, I fought John Lober, and I could have broke his arm. I
remember,
could have broke his leg. Like and I didn't want to.
This guy,
and he didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care if I did it, but I cared.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's character.
But I lost. It was my first fight. I lost, $10,000, half of my purse. And then when I got home, Ken beat the hell out of me because he's like, "What's wrong with you?" So I had this like realization that if I'm gonna, pick up a sword, I got to swing it. Like this is my commitment. This is, and then, when I started really looking at like where I came from in Japanese culture, I was like, everyone swings the sword. Like nobody goes like, got you there.
Starting from, how the Zen Buddhism had origin of Zen Buddhism. So it came from India.
Yeah.
And even Buddhism still kind of came from Hinduism, where the Krishna told Arjuna, his friend, fight. Those guys, they're already dead. I killed them. They're gonna have a
Reincarnation.
reincarnation, but they're dead. I already killed them. Now it just you do a job because you're a fighter, you're a warrior. You gotta fight. I mean, I know they're your brothers, your uncles, but that's it. Do a job, and I will take care of the rest. So I guess that's what samurais would feel about it.
Got to swing the sword. If we were basketball players, we wouldn't not shoot, or if we were soccer players, we wouldn't not try to score a goal. So yeah, but that was just like my mental thing. And then once I got through that, I was like, yeah, I'm killing everybody.
Well, somebody should study your tricks, way of thinking in the fight and technique, because you were undefeated for many years, and you could probably win in the two-weight divisions above you.
Yeah.
And of course below as well too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had
I was very.
You had what 2% of body fat?
Maybe. I was pretty lean. I was very blessed, and yeah, it's just a great journey. That's why I love martial arts so much, because I'd never trained, I'd never did anything, and then just happened to come into this sport developing, and then through its development met all these people like you and Ken, like all these different worlds, Guy Metzger, Gracie's, like all these people that were in different cultures and different societies, but on the same journey, right? And now it's like a global sport.
Speaking of different societies, I was with my kid, and he does very well with the southern accent, like the Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And I told him, after 1 year in the United States, barely learned some English. I came with my new friends from Texas, Guy Metzger and other guys from California. Nobody could understand them. Like, look, can you translate? So come on, guys, I've been here for 1 year. You asked me to translate them. It's so easy for Southern. I mean, yeah, but it was my first language, Southern.
Yeah. See, that would have been cool if you'd have hung on to that Southern accent. You could be the Russian guy with the Southern accent.
I need two days, and I will get it back in place. You know how I got my first reckless driving? I'm in Oklahoma, driving with some older guy, and just having fun. We're driving 75 miles per hour. We have to drive 65. Nothing special. Just a abandoned road, and somebody stops it. Cop, younger, with this cowboyish head. What are you heading, boy? And I didn't really know a word heading.
Yeah.
Like, and boys. What kind of boys? I mean, it's kind of like that freaking down.
Yeah.
I kind of got mad a little bit and like, excuse me, sir, what does it mean in English? Reckless driving. on your record.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
All right, Frank, I'm going to go play soccer.
All right.
I still have to get there by bike. It's 20 minutes. The reason I take my bike so I play less soccer, because it doesn't. You want to stay healthy.
I thought it was so you could escape quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you're losing.
You want to be strong, do either MMA or anything, but not games. Basketball, soccer, it just kills you. Especially your nervous system. That's how I got into drinking and introduced to drinking. After the game, they were, hey, let's party, let's celebrate, we won. And I'm like, I'm 36, I'd never really tasted whiskey or any strong drink, and I got bottles like this waiting for. So it took me probably 2 years to realize, it's not my sport really.
I love it. All right, well, good luck in your soccer. Nice hanging out with you.
I hope I see you in Russia someday, or we'll come up with something together to help
I like that.
young generation. And you got to share your experience with the people, especially with the fighters.
Yeah,
for sure. It'll be great help. Thank
Count me in.
Cheers, man.
Count me in.
You know what? I'll just cut the beginning and the end.